Good evening. My name is Dr. Scott Glocke, and I'm an upper cervical doctor here at Upper Cervical Health Centers. And I'm going to go over a little information with you tonight to give you an idea of, number one, how to get the best results here in the office. Number two, to give you an idea, educate you on what true health is. And number three, how you can maximize your benefit while you're here in the office. And one of the things that, as an upper cervical doctor, we specialize, similar to a medical doctor who specializes in, let's say, pediatrics or orthopedics. We practice a very small specialty within the profession. There's about 1,000 upper cervical doctors throughout the entire world. We're upper cervical specialists because we isolate and correct upper cervical misalignments. And I'm going to give you a little information on that in a little bit, but I want to go over some information with you tonight that you're going to find very informative. If you do find this information helpful, please pass it on, pass this video on to a person that you care about, a family, a friend, or we also do presentations in the community. So if you think that this information would be beneficial for them, please give us their information. We'd be more than happy to do a presentation to a Rotary Club or to a civic organization or a church organization. We do that all the time. We do that as a service to the community. So, this is the first time in our history that our children's lifespan is actually less than ours. And unfortunately, this is something that we're seeing now that we've never seen before. And on this picture here, this is my son right here with his buddies and his baseball buddies. But this is why I'm passionate about what I do, because this is the first time in history that our kids are seeing the ramifications of our decisions. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I do, because if the more you can learn about what true health is, the better we can educate, especially our kids, so they can change the direction of what healthcare is happening right now. And the reason is because our leading cause of death today, or the leading cause of the loss of our health, is what we like to call our beliefs. We see this every single day. Commercials, drug ads, in magazines, we're seeing ads on different medication and different diets that are out there. Our belief system has been brought upon us by our mothers, our fathers, our teachers, our preachers. All of these individuals in our lives have really molded our belief system. And that's unfortunately what's happened today, because we have a very misinformed, true belief system about what health is. And that's why we're in what's called a health crisis right now. Now, good health, is it a matter of choice or is it a matter of chance? And of course it's a matter of choice. And that's one of the things. It used to be that the research has proven without any questionable doubt that we are not slaves to our DNA. Our DNA changed with our behaviors and our belief system. And this is essential because we have a choice to be healthy. And I'll explain a little bit more of that as we start to progress through this. We are in a healthcare crisis right now. This is a big, big topic, especially with what's going on in the newspapers and in the press, is that we are in a healthcare crisis. And I say healthcare crisis because a lot of times when we talk about healthcare versus sick care, and there's a big distinguish between the two, because a lot of times people think, well, health insurance, health care, it all is based on health, but actually it's all based on sickness. And we have a healthcare crisis. About 46 to 50% of the population is diagnosed with a chronic illness. About 85 cents on every dollar spent on healthcare, and our chronic illness constitutes 78% of the spending of the United States, and 76% of all Americans take at least one prescription drug. These numbers are astronomical, and something has to be done about it, and we have the health paradigm to get this shifted and changed into a different direction. Now, the United States spends about $3.5 billion on sickness, and that's billion with a B. And that's a lot of money. Heart disease, about $501 million. Cancer, about $430 million is spent. Digestive disorders, about $337 million. Just the fractures alone from osteoporosis is spent $38 million per day. Now this is a lot of money. We could take just the amount of money spent on fractures alone and give every single individual a health coach, a chiropractor, a health professional that's geared towards getting that individual healthy again, and we could save the United States a ton of money. Now this is one of my favorite cartoons here, the shape of things to come, and this is exactly what we're starting to see, especially with our younger kids. Our younger kids are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, the difference between a medical doctor and a chiropractor, this is a big, big thing, because a lot of times I hear, well, I don't need to go to a chiropractor because I don't have any neck problems. Or I see my medical doctor, or I see my physical therapist, and they do a kind of little crack or pop or that type of stuff. And the big thing, the big difference between a chiropractor and a medical doctor is a medical doctor assumes you're sick. They are going to do everything physically possible to diagnose your condition and treat your condition, whatever condition that is. If you have high blood pressure, they're going to give you medication to bring that blood pressure back down. If you have low blood sugar, they're going to give you medication to bring the blood sugar back up. Versus a chiropractor, their main focus is they say you are healthy. They look at those particular health challenges that you're having and they say, why are you having those challenges? Why is my blood pressure high? Why is my cholesterol high? Why is my blood sugar too high? And we try to get to the cause of what's going on rather than focusing on treating the symptom. We assume an individual is healthy and there's something interfering with that body healing itself. Now, why do we get sick? This is commonly, I hear this every single time in my office, where someone's coughing or sneezing. Doc, don't shake my hand. I don't want you to get sick. Or, I'm not feeling too well today. I don't know if I want to spread the germs around the rest of the practice members. And that's commonly what we hear. But the true cause of why we get sick, one of the first things is germs. This is commonly what we hear when it comes to sneezing and coughing on people. Another thing when we ask people why other people get sick is because of genes. And I mentioned this earlier. And Yale did a study on the genetic structure of an individual, and they found only 25% of the genes were due to, our sickness was due to genes. And a very small percentage. And that they found that 75% or so of the genes are actually due to, we have control over. So about 25% of our genes are dedicated to sickness and disease, but 75% of them actually we have a huge influence on. And I'll explain a little bit more about that in a little bit here. Bad luck. The third one that I commonly hear when I ask people, why do people get sick? And that's very common. I was riding along or hanging out with my friends, and I was unlucky and I accidentally got the cold, and my aunt gave me the cold. And that's one of the things, knock on wood, I won't get the flu this season. And these are commonly answers that I hear when I ask people, why do people get sick? And the fourth one that I would add is bad choices. Because only about 25% of the genes we don't have control over, 75% we can actually have a huge impact on the genetic structure and how they affect our human body. Dr. Dean Ornish, he did a really nice study on individuals with prostate cancer, and he found that just changing the diet and having them exercise actually changed hundreds of different genes and really tried to get the prostate cancer reversed, and he got fantastic results with that. Germs are one of those things that they did a study on 100 individuals. They took the flu virus, or the cold virus actually, and it was an aerosol, and they injected into 100 individuals' nostrils. And 50 of them were stressed and 50 of them were not stressed. Out of the 50 that were stressed, they're the ones that got sick. The other 50 that weren't stressed did not get the cold virus at all. So the germs has been a battle for years and years and years. The germ theory, chiropractors have always believed that it's not the germ that causes the issue, it's the body's inability to fight off that infection. That's the issue. Just like you could have 4 individuals in the family, one of them gets sick but the other 3 don't get sick. But they're still eating at the same table, they're still drinking out of the same sink. It cannot be the germs. If it was the germs, everyone would get sick every single time, and it doesn't happen, which is why we encourage, if you're not feeling well, to come in and get checked. Because if your immune system is not functioning at 100%, that will allow your body not to fight off that infection.